I told my daughter that I have 2 daughters, and you are not one of them. I was 22 years old when my marriage to Derek ended, standing in a courthouse hallway with our 3-year-old daughter Sophia clinging to my leg. The divorce papers felt like they weighed 1,000 pounds in my hands, but at least I had her. At least I had my baby girl. Derek had cheated with a coworker, gotten caught, and barely fought for custody. He agreed to every other weekend and Wednesday dinners, signed the papers without argument, and walked away looking relieved. I told myself it didn't matter that he'd given up on us so easily. Sophia and I would be fine. We were a team, just the 2 of us against the world. I got a job as a dental hygienist at Dr. Patel's office downtown, found a small apartment near the elementary school, and threw myself into being the best mother I could possibly be. Every decision I made revolved around her happiness and security. Every dollar I earned went toward making sure she had what she needed. Those first 2 years after the divorce were hard but beautiful in their own way. Money was incredibly tight on my salary. And there were nights I ate ramen so Sophia could have chicken nuggets and fruit. Our apartment was tiny, just 2 bedrooms with thin walls and a kitchen barely big enough to turn around in, but I made it cozy with secondhand furniture and homemade curtains. Sophia's room was painted lavender, her favorite color, and I'd spent an entire weekend hand-painting butterflies on one wall while she directed me on which colors to use. She had strong opinions even at 5 years old, my smart, stubborn little girl who looked exactly like me with dark curly hair and green eyes that saw everything. Our weekends together were magic. We'd go to the park and feed ducks, visit the library for story time, make elaborate blanket forts in the living room. She'd help me make pancakes on Sunday mornings, standing on a chair at the stove while I held her steady and let her flip them, even though half ended up on the floor. Derek was consistent at first with his visitation schedule. Every other Friday at 6, he'd show up in his new truck to collect Sophia for the weekend, and she'd run to him with the pure joy only small children can express. I'd watch her go with a smile fixed on my face, then spend the weekend cleaning and meal prepping and trying not to think about how quiet the apartment felt without her. He'd bring her back Sunday nights, and she'd be full of stories about the movies they watched and the restaurants they went to, places I couldn't afford to take her. I tried not to feel jealous, tried to remember that having a father who showed up was good for her, even if that father had destroyed our family. I packed my hurt away in a box in my chest and focused on being present when she was home. Our Wednesday dinners were at the diner near his apartment, and I'd drop her off at 6 and pick her up at 8. 2 hours where I'd sit in my car in the parking lot doing crossword puzzles because driving home and back wasted gas I couldn't afford. Everything changed when Derek started dating Vanessa. I first heard about her from Sophia, who came home from a weekend visit bubbling with excitement about Daddy's new friend who had a big house with a pool. I felt my stomach clench but kept smiling, asking casual questions about what Vanessa was like. Sophia said she was pretty and nice and had given her a present, a stuffed unicorn that now sat on her bed. I looked at that unicorn and felt something ugly stir in my chest. Not jealousy exactly, but a protective fear that someone else was entering my daughter's world, someone with resources I didn't have. I pushed the feeling down and told Sophia I was glad she'd had fun. That night after she went